Thanks for joining This is Southern Indiana. I'm Angie Fenton. For this week's episode, we learn more about a barbecue kitchen, have some fun at a fire camp, sit down for a chat with Santa, talk to some Austin locals about their family business, watch a looming group help their community, and get a little competitive with Kentuckianaopoly. This is Southern Indiana starts now. Now, we've been to Scooter's Barbecue before, but we had an itch to learn more about their history. Scott Baker talks us through this Austin restaurant's past and now their present. Take a look.
My name's Scott Baker, owner of Scooter's Family Barbecue, and I've been doing barbecue for a while. About 15 years now. So one of the competitions really what got us started. Like I said, about 15 years ago, we began a little backyard competition like Madison, the Backyard Blast they have at the Riverfest every year. And it grew from there. Took us a few years to kind of get our footing to learn the process of it, but then we started getting our product down, our flavor profiles and everything, and that's what you see here. I will proudly say I've had my rear end handed to me in competition more times than I'd like to admit, but I learned every time. And with barbecue competitions, it's not like other sporting events. Your fellow competitors will absolutely share secrets. It's, to an extent, but they will give you tips, tricks of the trade, and how to improve your product. It may just be a presentation issue, something they will share. And of course, we've had to downgrade our number of competitions to we're at one a year now because of being open here. And it's a totally different, I get to take the secrets I've learned and things that worked and bring them here. So, and also travel, I call it barbecue travel. My kids and I, we used to go somewhere at least once a year for one of the barbecue, regions, so to speak. We would go there to learn secrets, stuff like that, and kind of learn how to improve our craft. With the layout of the competitions under the KCBS rule, which is Kansas City Barbecue Society, there are a series of 6 judges at each table. So essentially you're trying to please 6 people you don't know, you don't see, you're just hoping they love it. You have to say everything you can say with your food in one bite. But to me, that's no different here at the restaurant because people take one bite and they say this is great or it's not great. So hopefully the former. But that's more rewarding. Again, I love it when 6 people say it's great, but 6,000 people say it's great. To me, that right there says everything because that's my goal. And I know the old adage is you can't please everyone, but hey, it does keep you trying. Not at all. So it's a lot more rewarding doing things for the general public.
AML Construction's been building Kentuckiana since 1956. Now, we've joined forces with Summit Construction. Not just a handshake, a full-force merger. One crew, one mission. Build it better, build it stronger. Same grit, double the horsepower. AML and Summit, forged for what's next. Built right, first time, every time. Visit amlinc.net.
Have a kid who dreams of being a firefighter? Well, in Scottsburg, they can be. At Fire Camp hosted by Scottsburg's Finest, kids get a chance to have some fun, but learn a ton when it comes to fighting fires.
This is the 5th annual Scottsburg Fire Camp. In today's time, it's hard to get volunteer firefighters, so we're trying to start a program to initiate that interest in young juveniles and teenagers to be able to strike that interest and maybe becoming a firefighter as they get older. It's also kind of a 3-part thing where A, we're trying to strike that interest in the fire service, but we're also in the same time teaching fire safety that can be carried along with them the rest of their lives. Also, it gives an opportunity for us to teach them other things such as law enforcement, EMS, and our other partner emergency services. One of the things we offer is an SCBA maze. It gives the youth the opportunity to try on a mask like a firefighter would and go through a scenario where they have to crawl through and do some of the things we would do as we go through a house. And it's very interesting for the children to learn what a firefighter actually feels and sees. We also do a sled pull station. It's basically where if a person was trapped over a ravine or there's a car accident where a person needs to be pulled up a hill, it allows them to see how mechanics work and how we would use a Stokes basket to bring them up safely. It also provides a team building experience for the children on site. As you can see going on behind me, we give kids an opportunity to learn how to use a fire extinguisher, to pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. We teach them this so at any time that they may encounter fire on a personal level at their home and or even outside, they know how to safely and properly use a fire extinguisher. We also offer a lot of other stations such as bucket brigade and spraying the fire nozzle. That's just simply something that the kids can experience to feel like a real true firefighter. The bucket brigade, however, takes them back to the old times of when they used to fight fires by throwing buckets of water onto the fires. And it allows the children to understand how much the fire service has advanced.
So our chief, James Ritchie, has done just an excellent job, not only for Scottsburg, for the entire state, in sponsoring things like this and going forward and training our kids this way. This is our future. These kids are our future. And this is where it all begins here. Because by being a fireman, you're saying, "Here am I, Lord, send me." And this is when people are having some of the worst days of their life, when their home is on fire.
The last few days have been a great experience, and we've had a great opportunity to share some great information with the children. We always look forward to how we can better the program next year. So we hope to see you at Scottsburg Fire Camp, summer 2026.
Hey, I'm Peggy Garvey. I'm the chef and owner of Ready Set Prep here in New Albany, where we do meal prep and healthy lunch services. Ready Set Prep is a way to, provide a service for people that may have a hard time finding places to eat just because of their dietary restrictions. We accommodate any sort of dietary restrictions, so if you're low carb or gluten-free or vegetarian or vegan, any of our meal prep meals can be adjusted that way, as well as different options that can be accommodated for during our lunch menu as well. Our meal prep menu changes on a weekly basis, so we offer anywhere from 7 to 8 options that way that kind of fluctuate between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we're located at 1222 State Street in New Albany, right down the road from Baptist Floyd Hospital. We are open Wednesday through Sunday, 9 to 4 o'clock.
Santa is coming to the moon? Enjoy my conversation with astronaut Santa about all things jolly now in space. I need to start out by first thanking you because you have made me a perpetual hero to Olive, my 9-year-old. It is pretty awesome when, I'm driving, I'm a very serious driver. Call Santa, please. And then it says calling Santa. Like, perpetual hero.
That's
Thank you for that.
the least I can do. You're welcome.
But what I really want to talk about, especially as somebody who has been a lifelong lover of words, I mean, Santa, you are reaching people through your beautifully illustrated. I mean, Taj Mullins is your illustrator.
He's a wizard.
I don't know him well, but I know this about him. He's an amazing human being.
I love him.
Incredibly talented, and your collaboration on books is phenomenal. Why did you decide to venture out this way?
Oh, it's crazy. So when I first got the call from the North Pole to become Santa, I looked at all the different things that I could do. And one of the things that I wanted to check off that list was write stories and write children's stories. So when I would go to visits, I could take books with me. I could leave them behind. But most importantly, I wanted my words that are fun and entertaining and calming to stay in somebody's house all year long. And so I was in a set of classes last year and I met Taj and I said, "What do you do?" And he said, "I'm a children's book illustrator." And he said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I got the call from the North Pole. I'm Santa Claus and we're going to create a new line of books and I'd like to work with you on it." And we've become great friends ever since. So there was no AI used in the writing, no AI used in the illustration of this book. And I have a lot of stories that are in my mind and in my head, and our next one comes out this year about Franken Christmas, a monster truck from the North Pole, and Taj will be working on it. And it'll be exact same size, everything. I've got 5 of these that I'm going to do in the Ono series. And I've learned a lot. I know you love words. I've read your writing and your stuff for a long time, and I'm kind of an accidental author. I became an author late in life, and when I switched careers and the North Pole thing happened, and I started writing, all these stories started coming out, and they're all rhymes, and I'm like, this is crazy. So my plan is to do one nice little book at a time every year, and less I get a publisher call and say, hey, we love your ideas. Let's sit down and talk. And then we will. But the fact of the matter is, we're just writing stories to share with people all year long. And they've been all over the world. I've shipped, I sent some to China just recently. And it's been a lot of fun. And it's fun because it's space. And it's just enough imaginary sleepy time to just know that Santa's there all year long.
You can order these, but what about, I mean, look at what you're wearing right now. I'm a little underdressed here, but people can actually have you come and read.
I come and read and perform, and I have all kinds of different Santa characters with suits. I'm building my monster truck suit right now, and that's a whole lot of fun.
Wait.
Lots of big patches, and I really love that. But I want to give people the full experience, not just with the story and that visual, but to see what maybe Santa would look like if he did go to the moon, up and away. And so that's been a whole lot of fun to do. And you can get it on my website at mylocalsanta.com. Or you can get it at the Orange Clover Cafe in Jeffersonville, or you can get it on Amazon. So we're really now starting to lean into Amazon, and I think that'll be a big element of what we do. But right now our main focus is just get this book to as many local people as possible. And that's happened. We're almost through our first printing run, so that's exciting.
That's super exciting. And you said, or an agent or publisher calls, I mean, publishing, the game has changed.
The game has changed. Much.
You are writing your own future.
And so to get really picked up and published, they say you need 5 copies, about 5,000 copies each sold. That's 25,000 books. I'm like, okay, I'm 1,300 in to 25,000.
Let's go.
I'm on my way. I got nothing but time now.
Well, and I want to say this because when you purchase these books, one of the things that this Santa has, it is a true mission. When you talk to him, you really, really understand this. You are also supporting his, innate sense of responsibility in feeding the kids of our community.
You bet.
And in spreading joy and love. And it's a true ministry.
It really is my ministry. It really is.
You can tell.
When I first really hit me about 15 years ago that there were starving people in our local community that I didn't know how I would be able to get to the point of having enough influence to help make an impact. I just knew that I had to do it. So I just started hauling food. And the next thing I know, I ended up on the board of directors at Dare to Care. We're talking about doing all kinds of really amazing progressive things. And we have people to feed.
All right, we've got some comments and questions coming in. The first one here from Jared in Scottsburg. We've got a baseball tournament this weekend. What are the chances of rain? Well, Jared, there is a chance for a few pop-up storms. I don't think it's going to be a washout. Coming in from Colin here from Austin. What is the difference between dew point and humidity? Well, dew point is the temperature we need the air temperature to drop to where dew forms. Humidity is a percentage of how close to saturation we are. Dew point is kind of a measure of how much moisture or water content is in the air. Angie from Borden asking, what's the weather like today? Well, we got a lot of sunshine, some nice temperatures, so definitely take advantage and get outside and enjoy. And remember, this is your show for Southern Indiana and beyond. If you have any questions, ask away right here on Ben at 10, Monday through Friday.
If you know us, you know we're all about supporting local businesses. Take a moment to meet this dedicated father-son duo from the heart of Austin, Indiana, that is.
My mother and father were both, they owned a trucking company, so I've been in the industry all my life. My mother drove a truck for over 40 years and also had 10 children in between. So I grew up with a wrench in my hand most of the time, learning from my dad. And my dad had 2 shops. He also ran. So it's been a lifelong thing for me to be in the industry.
There's been times where work's been hectic, but we come together and we find the solution to make it better. We try to help everybody to the best that we can.
We do not only trucks, we do local people's cars, local people's trucks, farm equipment. Try to just help anybody. That's our main thing. We need to bring Austin into a modern society. We need to accept that we cannot live in the past no more. Gradual growth, I think Austin's coming along. And if we could do that, then we'll have a great community.
We love seeing people uplift their community. With the Trinity Church Loom Project, we get the chance to learn why this group feels empowered to make a difference and how it all began. Get comfy for a heartwarming story about spreading love.
Hi, I'm Patty Anderson. I'm a member of Trinity United Methodist Church. Right now we are in our Mission Depot room where we weave mats out of plastic grocery bags. The mats go to the homeless. Some of them are sent to Midwest Mission where they're sent overseas. We are able to reuse plastic bags to keep them out of landfills for recycling.
I'm connected because I went to Midwest Mission with Patty, and we saw weaving being done there, and I was so impressed with it, and I thought we can do this. And I thought this was something easy that members of our church could get involved in. There wasn't money involved, and it just meant coming in and spending some time with us.
Starting in January, we invited members of our church to come in. We taught them how to weave, how to cut pieces of the bags, and started weaving. It takes about 1,000 bags, believe it or not, to make one mat. From the beginning of January till now, we have woven over 30 mats, which is 30,000 grocery bags that we've kept out of landfills.
These ladies put this together, and it was something I could do. I've always worked with my hands. So with looming, back many years ago, doing pot holders with my grandmother kind of brings back those memories. I was an electrician for 50 years, so building something just kind of takes its place.
I was at Midwest Mission shortly after the fire in Hawaii, and we packed a box of supplies that was sent to that island, and it just meant so much to be involved in a part of that so close to when that tragedy happened. And today, going down to Love Unlimited and seeing the excitement when people get our mats and seeing them carry them out on their back is pretty rewarding.
As we weave the mats, I personally kind of pray over what I'm doing, think about the person who might possibly end up with this mat, whether it's overseas or here in New Albany. And it's kind of fun to see, occasionally we'll see someone out with one like over their back or strapped onto their bicycle. And hopefully we've made some kind of difference in somebody's life, and maybe they'll feel the love that we've put into them.
Well, I think it's important that we don't know who's going to get them. We're not building it for a specific use, a temple, a school or something. We never know when we finish the mat who's going to get that mat. And sometimes you get to thinking about what that person is, what they've gone through. Maybe it's a short-term homeless. Maybe they're addicted and it's a long-term. So just giving something to somebody who has relatively nothing is a prize. I think the group that comes in, we have a good time talking while we're moving, but moving in and out of the weaving process is just the outside world stays out there and you come in here and do something nice.
I thought the creativity was such a fascinating piece of this whole process, to take these bags and weave them into something useful. Creativity is God's gift to us, and using our creativity is our gift back to God.
AML Construction's been building Kentuckiana since 1956. Now, we've joined forces with Summit Construction. Not just a handshake, a full-force merger. One crew, one mission. Build it better, build it stronger. Same grit, double the horsepower. AML and Summit, forged for what's next. Built right, first time, every time. Visit amlinc.net.
Thanks again for joining This is Southern Indiana. But before we go, I have two very important questions for you. Do you love Monopoly? And are you a fan of Kentuckiana? If so, you'll probably enjoy this creative twist on the classic game brought to life by the students of Silver Creek High School. Take a look.
I'm not playing, pun intended, when I say that this is the best game ever. Kentuckianaopoly 2 from Silver Creek High School. This is Ari, this is the second version, but for those of us who are brand new to Kentuckianaopoly, what is this?
This is a board game like Monopoly, but instead of the spaces being like Park Place or Boardwalk, we have businesses from Southern Indiana and Louisville, Kentucky who sponsored the game, and each one has a space on the board.
So they have a space on the board, and then people can buy these, and we'll talk in a moment about where you can actually get these, but where does the money go?
The money goes back to the students and to charities. So we raise money for the scholarships. We raised over $50,000 for students for scholarships. And then we also donate to charities around the region.
What type of a class did this materialize from?
Yes. So at Silver Creek High School, we have an Academy of Finance. And part of the Academy of Finance is our accounting classes. And in those classes, we sat down and we came up with this entire project. And we said, we want to make this. We want to give back to the students. We want to give back to the community. Let's do it.
So what was the process? I mean, because I'm going through here, I mean, NWSB, this is just one of many. They're the $5 bills. I mean, you've got a whole host. Matt Construction's on here, Jacoby Sales, Louisville Bats, I mean, Shimps. You can just keep going around and people will recognize all these businesses. So how did you as students approach them?
Yes, so we actually would call the businesses and we would organize a meeting. And then from there, we would sit down with them and we would pitch our entire idea. And we would ask them, would you sponsor this? Would you be a part of this fantastic game and help the students in the community? And in most cases, we got yeses. They were so excited. They wanted to help. They wanted to be a part of this. And this is something that's going to carry with us after I graduate, after the incoming freshmen graduate. It's always going to be here.
It's something where, I mean, I said to you, when are you doing version 3? Please, please, please have someone approach. Extol Media wants one of these squares. We want to be involved in some way. But so you're going into sports management. Silver Creek High School has so many amazing programs. You're going to the University of Louisville. You want to work in professional sports. What did Silver Creek do in terms of building that foundation with something like this to help you that you see in your future is going to be like, oh, I got that.
Yes. I would definitely say that this class, the accounting class, has helped me so much because it actually taught me that I want to go into business, which was not my path in any way.
Interesting. Okay.
But I took that class, and then from there, I just learned different skills, like interview skills. Didn't think that I would need those, really. You don't think about that in high school, but I did need that. Yes. And so that helped me. And then even just this, I was so shy. I would not talk in front of people, but my classes, they got me in front of people. They told me, you have to go do this. And here I am today, carrying this with me to college.
I would never in a million years say, oh gosh, you were once the shy kid. And never in a million years, because when I was on a panel with a bunch of wonderful people. And one of the things that you all gave us was this game, which is why, I mean, I called and just said, we need the opportunity to help share what Silver Creek High School students are doing in the community with something as ingenious as this. And there wasn't anybody else. They said, Ari needs to be the one who's on camera talking about this. I mean, you're so poised and you are so prepared.
Thank you.
I mean, do you credit Silver Creek and what you learned with some of that?
I would definitely credit most of it to Silver Creek and everything that they've taught me, especially my teacher, Miss Glazer. She's fantastic. She gets us out into the field. She tells us, go make the connections, make a LinkedIn, go connect with people. And she is fantastic, and I credit her for most of it.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. Now, I am not in sales. I have other team members who that's their forte. I always like to tell people I used to, with the very little money that I had, buy my own Girl Scout cookies. I did not love that. I look at a no now in a different way, but I want to hear from you when someone, the rare business, because why would you not support this? But when someone did, maybe for whatever reason, gave you that no, what did you do with that?
We just kind of took that back and we said, okay, they said no today, but another day. There's always another day. There's always another opportunity. We can call them again. We can, maybe whenever we make another version of the game board, maybe they'll want to actually be sponsoring it instead of just selling it. So there's always another opportunity. There's always something that you can do different, a different approach.
I love that a no is a no today, but maybe in the future. And I always now, instead of getting crushed by it, a no for me means it's not right for them, but I'm going to find somebody. It's motivation. I'm going to find somebody that this is right for. How often do you play board games and things?
I play board games pretty often at home. I'm always making my siblings play board games with me. So this is one of those where it's like, why would we play Monopoly whenever we could play
Kentucky-Anopoly? Kentucky-Anopoly.
Let's start with the Louisville Bats and let's work our way to Shimps. Let's work our way to Jacoby.
I see Sellersburg in there. I mean, the Welcome to Indiana. I mean, there's so much. And then it's the conventional rules. So we roll it, right? And we go around. How many times have you lost in this game?
Only a couple.
Is there really, though? Can you really lose with something like this?
You really can't, no.
Okay, just name drop right now as many places you can think of where you can purchase this.
We have Kentucky-Anopoly too in the Kentucky Derby Museum, Kizito Cookies, Jacoby Sales. We have it in PC Lumber, Jackson Physical Therapy, Empower Rental Group are just some that off the top of my head, we were there just this week delivering
Regalo, which is one of our partners, Regalo in New Albany.
Here, Shimps Confectionery in Jeffersonville. They called, they said, we're in the games, people bought them, bring us more. So we were there Tuesday delivering games. I went out at school today to deliver more games as well.
That is awesome. And if people also, they don't know, they want to know, they can call the school as well.
Yes, they can call Silver Creek High School. And if they come up to the school, then they say, we want Kentucky-Anopoly too. We'll give it to them. They can pay cash, check, Venmo, whatever.
All right.
Perfect.
I think it's time to play. You go ahead and roll. Good luck in your future. I know you're going far. And I'm pretty sure you're going to beat me at this as well. Thanks, Ari.
Thank you.